Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.
What's good, everyone? It's Jason, Aerithis, or Joey, and today we're gonna be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, the Ruin DLC. And I am gonna be sharing a lot of my opinions on this. This is a very opinion-based, but I've seen some others that have the same, have opinions as mine, so let's just talk about that real quick. After Security Breach released, everyone was complaining about how it wasn't scary enough. So Steelwool decided to make a DLC to make it actually scary that takes place after the Pizzaplex got ruined, pun totally intended. But even after all the scary factors that took place in Ruin, I still feel like there's a few little details that were missing from the DLC that should have been included, and some things that should have been taken away too. The first issue being is that Glitchtrap appears in Ruin too early. He should have been hidden until, toward the middle or something like that. We do see him in the middle, though, and stuff like that. We see Glitchtrap throughout the entire game, but the problem is that we got him too early on, you know? And now we're trying to set up this big, reveal for the Mimic. I personally don't like the Mimic as a concept at all, to be honest. Another issue that seems to have occurred in this DLC is that the gameplay sort of repeats itself. I'd say maybe 70 or maybe even 80% of the entire game is just you sticking the Faz wrench into whatever that thingy is, and you gotta drive the liquid into the different, miniature pipes or whatever. And the other half of the gameplay is just you trying to deactivate the child nodes and stuff with the floating Vanny hologram thing. What I think Steelwool did is that they were trying to focus on their number one priority, that was to make the game at least scary. So that was the point of Ruin, just to make it scary, and I think they forgot the other details and stuff like that, like to not have repetitive gameplay and stuff like that. What I'm about to say might be a little bit of a nitpick, but I feel like that Ruin didn't have enough, reunion type stuff. The kind of stories I love when done right is when, you have, a series of, movies or series of games, right? And you're used to the old days, right? And now there's this new era, like Security Breach, for example. I love it, when past characters or past items from the past are, heavily referenced in the new era. We didn't exactly get it as much as I was expecting in Ruin, although we did at least get Candy Cadet and the FNAF 6 location again. But I'll be honest, I was hoping for, some sort of, revelation between, Afton and, Cassidy and the spirits and stuff like that, but nothing like that happened. Not even Glitchtrap was even once referenced to be Afton at all, even though we all know he is. Another thing that personally bothers me is that we didn't even get to really see Vanny. Sure, we got the Vanny mask as a tool, but that's not what we meant by we want to see more Vanny. What we mean by that is that we want to see more Vanny/Vanessa, being Vanny. It doesn't make sense, because we didn't get that much Vanny content in Security Breach, and we got less of Vanny as the character in Ruin, which I find strange. But if the Princess Quest ending is the canon one, then I guess that would make sense, but that still ever so slightly pisses me off a little bit. And the final bad thing I have to really say about Ruin is the Mimic. The reason I don't like the Mimic as a concept at all for FNAF at all, and why I don't consider Ruin to be a legitimate FNAF game or whatever, is because that it's too out there, it's too extra for what FNAF source material is, it's about dead kids and the serial killer killing them. the security breach era and the ruin era has nothing to do with that. Like, there's no child death at all in this. Like, when did we go to G-rated Sesame Street or whatever, you know? I do have a few other, like, negatives for Ruin, but all of those are just nitpicks, like the scooper ending, or like how, like, the endings are, like, too fast or whatever, that none of them feel canon, or maybe Ruin isn't canon at all, you know what I mean? I get the idea of, like, a free roam FNAF game, but to me, that's not really what FNAF is. What FNAF is this.
Hi. He was always my favorite. They tried to remake Foxy, you know? They thought the first one was too scary, so they redesigned him to be more kid-friendly instead of this kid's code.
Now let's talk about some of the minor positives from Ruin. There aren't too many, but there are some. One of the positives being is I love, like, the relationship thing between, like, Cassie and Roxy. Like, it's so wholesome, and when she had no choice but to deactivate her, like, toward the end, it was, like, it was just, like, so sad, you know? Like, holy crap, that's depressing, you know? And I love, like, how, like, Roxy just randomly returned out of nowhere to save Cassie's life before getting killed by the Mimic on the spot when she opened that concrete door in the basement, you know? I never get emotional when, like, watching movies or games or stuff, but damn, this one almost made me cry. Like, I never, like, cried after watching a movie or anything before, but after this cutscene, I almost did break into tears. Another thing I like from Ruin is how they used Monty as, like, an actual alligator swimming in the water in this segment right here. That right there is so genius. Like, that is big brain IQ of whoever thought of that. And there is one thing I am wondering about Gregory, and that is why would he randomly drop Cassie down back in with the Mimic? Like, I get the Mimic would, like, follow them back up, but don't you think it's more risky in general sacrificing your friend to save yourself? That's selfishness right there. Gregory seems to be a selfish person, and something I have noticed in this is that this really reminds me of the ending to Sister Location. Cause in this, Gregory betrays Cassie, and in Sister Location, Elizabeth betrays her brother, Mike, with the scooper. I don't know if there's, like, any connection between that or not, but the only thing that I'm still wondering is, why the fuck does Glitchtrap look like Megamon? All in all, in my opinion, Ruin is just mid in general. It had some cool parts, it had some bad parts, some parts were missing, some parts were there. It's kind of mixed, you know. I'd say it's mid. I'd say it's no more than C tier on the tier list. But that's just my opinion. This could be the best FNAF game for you, it could be your least favorite ever. The reason why I don't like it as much as I was excited for it is because I think I was expecting too much from it. But hey, it just came out last night at the time of making this video after all, so yeah, we're gonna be doing more theories and stuff like that. Hopefully I can probably, like, find some stuff in Ruin that we haven't discovered yet, who knows. We have to wait and see. But, yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. But still, Megamon!